Hello, Internet, and welcome to another episode of Checking on Some, and this is going to be for the game Firefall. This is a game that has kind of been going through some issues, finally gotten released, and I'm, of course, playing with my buddy Beltheria here. Say hello.
Hello, Internet. How you doing?
Okay.
I'm psyched to be here for this.
Yeah. Now, we're gonna have for you in this episode, we're gonna have kind of two sides of the same coin here for this story. I knew of this game before, and I never played it in the beta. Jeff, though, you played this game in the beta,
Yes,
so
yes, I
you
did.
know kind of what's gone on. And we did play for about 2 hours prior to this, just to kind of see how things went. Now I have like three freaking of my battle frames at like rank 5 because, well, the game's kind of not that good. And starting off, I don't like how the sniping or the recon class works. So let's go ahead and start talking about stuff in the game.
Yeah, let's start with the pro con list. Pro, motherfucking jetpacks. Con,
Jetpacks.
everything else.
Yeah, the mobility system is pretty good. The world is pretty good. I kind of have the graphics kind of set pretty low so I can actually play the game because it kind of does not really well optimize for my rig. I'm even right
And
now.
I always have my settings low, as my viewers know, because that's just how I like to play games. I like to see how the experience is for the low end users.
Yeah,
Also, it lets me play for longer.
yeah. I'm kind of also right now having to have to play on 720 for this game, while you or Jeff are able to play on 1080p for some strange reason.
Yeah, oddly enough, I have the higher resolution of us for once.
Yeah, it's really strange. I normally always am playing in 1080p, and yet I have to record in 720p, but I can normally play the game in 1600 by 900 just to be able to maintain a decent FPS. But so let's go ahead and talk about some stuff. Let's go ahead and take a job, and we'll start talking about everything. So we got a new job. We actually have new jobs here. It's not the same ones as before, but the jobs, sadly, though, are pretty much like there's 12 or so per area. I don't know the exact count, but after you do them all, and if you don't like the class you're working on, you have to start over again with the next battle frame, and you have to go back to level 1, which is down in Copacabana, and I am so tired of that area.
Yeah, that is both a pro and a con. Pro, you can switch classes on the fly. Con, they're all ranked separately from each other, so you can't take jobs in higher level areas to get a higher level reward to level yourself up faster to meet your existing play style or play level of play.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hey, these are guys to kill.
Oh yeah.
Hello, guy to kill. You might notice both of us are playing as the same class, and that guy who ran past is also playing that same class because the engineer is the best class.
It's also the only fun one, as being able to drop turrets and stuff like that is actually okay, but the gunplay of this game is really boring. Like I said earlier, I started off as the recon, and I was immensely disappointed to basically be a recon that's like, you specialize in medium to long range combat and stealth and all this other stuff. It's like, great, that sounds like a sniper. That's right up my alley. They start you off with an assault rifle with a mild scope. And all weapons don't kick. They have no kick. We're using this laser thing right now, but it might as well be a freaking everything else. The grenade launcher even has a flat, just a boring kick.
How did you get a grenade launcher?
I found one earlier,
I'm using this like 5 round burst assault rifle thing.
and it probably is probably not even moving at all when you fire it.
No, I don't get a lot of feel for it. Hi, little crab who wasn't hurting anybody.
Hey, there's a thing here.
Oh, here, let me. There are two ways to get these. These are resource nodes. You can either hit these with a hammer, or you can use an item called a sonic detonator, which I have a bunch of.
Oh,
I'm gonna
I've
show
only
you
got the
that
hammer.
off. Yeah, I made a bunch before the beta, and then I got a few. Only now I don't know where they are in my inventory. So,
You may have to hit C in order to actually change your
oh,
scheme
there they are.
around.
I found them. I just forgot where they were in that. So if I throw one of these at it, it'll beep a few times and then explode and drop some resources.
And
Or you can hit it with a big ass hammer.
Yeah.
That works too.
Here's a big ass hammer. But
Okay, can you do that one more time?
yeah, it needs a cooldown.
Oh, yeah.
And the hammer is how you scan for collecting resources, which is
And I guess I should show for people viewing on my
which
channel
is
how that works.
one thing as to why like there's this green here and it gives you the report like, oh, there's iron and mostly sifted earth. And for me, this is one thing I really hate about it because this is an MMO. There's no way to beat around the bush about that. It's just a generic MMO. But resource collection is kind of its own little event. There's the scan hammer that you do to find out where stuff is at, and then you drop your.
Do you want to do one quick? I have a thumper we can use.
Yeah, I got one too.
Yeah, let me see here. Let's just do this. It's not a very good location, but why not?
Let's go ahead and do it. But yeah, like in normal MMOs, you come across resources while you're adventuring. This makes resource gathering its own thing, which I'm not a fan of because you have to actively go out and do it.
Alternatively, I love this system. It's one of the few things that hasn't changed much from the beta that I really still enjoy. Now, we're going to get attacked by monsters here.
Yeah, I'm going to drop a
just how
turret.
it works. It tracks them. I'm going to drop my turret. And we're going to get attacked by these spider guys.
Well, I'm personally like, this would not be too bad if you could constantly go out and find resources. Like, it would not take too long to find anything, but it took me about 5 minutes to find nothing. This is like the first time I've ever even found anything with the scan hammer. And even then, it's not much. The report here is like 34% iron ore, 11% tungsten, and then a bunch of dirt.
Yeah.
So you
And it used to be that way back in the beta as well. It just... There were always people thumping for resources, so there was always an adventure to be had. And that's one of the things that I loved about the game back in the beta was there was always your own adventure happening.
And now that's kind of not the case, as now if you want to level up in this game, which there is a huge level lock in order to even get to this area that we are at now and get this job down here, we had to get to level 6. And we got really tired of doing jobs by level 3, really. Which is the only real way to gain experience enough to level up. Killing monsters does not gain you enough experience to do anything.
Yeah, you can see we're getting 4 experience off of these. I have an XP boost on right now, so
yeah,
I'll get
he's got
more.
like half again XP boost. I don't, and I'm getting like 10. I'm getting like 10 for everything that's dying, and this is probably going to take a long time. But
well, we can stop at any time. Let's talk a little bit about how the thumper works. The thumper, when you find where you want to put your where you want to put it down to mine for resources, it puts up this display. It says this person's thumper, their status, how much it can hold, and once it reaches 100%, it stops picking up resources. And it also has an integrity where if it hits 0, it stops and you don't get shit.
Yep.
You can send it free at any time, so if you get bored at this at any time or want to keep moving on, we can just do that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and keep moving on and check out the quest.
So I'll just hit this, it'll give me a little progress bar, and then it'll take off. Yeah, a little light, I know. Another useful thing about the about playing the engineer is I dropped one of these. It drops a health and ammo regen, which is absolutely necessary because every class runs out of ammo so fast.
Yeah. You have ammo for your primary, but not for your secondary. That's infinite.
Yeah, it is infinite, but it's also kind of shit. In most cases.
Okay, so let's check.
When you have a grenade launcher like Ghostnos here, not so much. But when you have an assault rifle like me or the base shotgun, it's
pretty garbage.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as far as MMOs go, this is very disappointing to me because while I could see like a lot of stuff that I remember hearing about from the beta days, like what 2 years ago.
Yeah, it started 2 years ago, I think, maybe even earlier than that.
But
I'm at the human core, so I'm gonna inspect it.
Yeah, I remember though, like hearing about like what all that was the idea to go on, but like everything that I would say about this game is that it's just boring. I mean, in order to get to do the main campaign objective, you have to level up, and in order to level up, you have to do jobs. killing enemies and exploring does not really get you any experience. And you are restricted onto where you can actually explore because it'll show you, like, okay, where can you actually go? Like, this next area that I'm showing on my map is like our level, but beyond that is not going to be too much more. And the jobs are only going to be really able to be gotten at these key points, these uplink points.
Yeah,
And
that's where the job boards are.
have to do the jobs, and there's so much boring travel in this game.
Yeah.
It is pretty ridiculous as to how much just monotonous travel there is in this game.
Now, there are some ways that they have to assuage that a little bit. There are glider pads that you can find or build. I have one. I'll show that off. It has a cooldown of like 30 minutes, though, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't use it much before.
But the problem is that that's only really good for leaving the uplink center or the city. But once you're out here, there aren't too many real spots that you can get high enough to justify using a glider.
Yeah.
You have to walk back.
Kind of have to get up on these giant flowers and coral in order to make it worthwhile. And your grenade launcher is just wrong. It's so much more useful than anything else.
Oh yeah, that's why I use like nothing but it for the freaking secondary. All the other secondaries
you clear the enemies, and I will just keep repairing our turrets. How about that?
Yeah.
Because every weapon has an alt fire. For the secondary weapons, I think it's just a zoom in. But for the primary weapons, it's always a secondary effect. And for the engineer, we have the laser gun, and secondary is repair.
My secondary for the grenade launcher is a bounce.
Yeah, okay. For the little...
I don't know.
Yeah, the secondary fire for the burst rifle is just zoom in.
Okay, so now we got to go over to this another waypoint, which is all the way out here. And I think you guys might be getting the point. The questing in this game is boring because there's just so much traveling to have to do where nothing is going on. I am definitely not a fan of the gunplay, as it's kind of hard to tell right now because I'm just kind of using a grenade launcher, which is like, it's okay. It's nothing really amazing, but using like the machine guns, the Gatling guns, the assault rifles, the SMGs, they're all boring. Nothing kicks.
Oh, there's a random supply drop here. Let's go ahead and grab that. Ooh, look, money and health. Oh my.
And that's probably another thing that just demonstrated another issue.
Thumper results came up. Mostly dirt. A little bit of iron ore. Yay.
But that's another thing that that just showed up that kind of demonstrated is that everything is pretty much like first come, first serve versus having things client side. So like all that stuff that you just got, I didn't get any of it.
None of it?
Nothing.
That's weird because partying was supposed to share all pickups.
I did not get
crystite. Did you not get any crystite?
I did not get any indication for crystite or anything.
All right, well, we got more bugs, so I'm going to lay down a turret here. And then I'll drop down one of these as well to keep us active for a little while longer.
So, yeah, all in all, my impressions of this game after playing it for about 6 hours and not really finding any classes that were really fun, because you have to, well, if you don't find a class you like, you have to start over again. Because, yeah, you can switch classes at any time, but you have to level up each one individually. Which we'll probably show that when we actually get back to the, the thing.
Yep,
but yeah, you have to start over again, and you have to quest, and there's only 12 quests to do, so you have to do the same quest over and over and over again, and it gets really boring, and, you know, like, you quickly get to that, at least I did, and you did as well, Jeff, got to that point where you're just like, bored. Yeah, all you can do is just say bored, because it's like, you're just doing things. Okay, so where is the waypoint?
Looks like it is back at the place.
So you want to go ahead and do the glide pad? Yeah.
Yeah, let's. There's a better spot up here. Let's just kill this random guy and get to it. Oh look, I'm being lightning to death. Oh no. Yeah, if we get up on top of this hill that I'm lasering at right now, I should be able to put a glider that'll get us pretty far. In
Hopefully.
fact, I'll use the VIP glider. It has a shorter cooldown and has rainbow-colored wings.
Oh, is that one?
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
Oop. It's a little tricky getting up here, but
Yeah, I made it.
just cycle through my everything to find it. This cycle menu is kind of cool, but at the same time, it's also a bit of a pain.
Yeah, it kind of is. All right, so let's go ahead and get going.
I believe I can fly. Spread my wings and touch the sky.
You got way further ahead of me.
Yeah, if you aim down at the beginning, you get a massive speed boost while your little jetpack boots go off. There are a bunch of little tricks and things that you just sort of have to learn by doing.
Yeah.
If you aim down, you gain speed. If you aim up, you gain a little bit of height. But then if you stay up too long, it gives you this warning and you sort of spike and you just hit the ground.
Yeah, I've seen that. Okay, so here we are. Let's turn this quest in.
Yep.
Ah, you brought me back my samples. Here, let me put it in the analyzer.
Hello,
And-
Miss Palette swapped every other NPC.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. And then we get XP, this is the only way to really get a good chunk of XP. We did all that killing. We didn't hardly gain any XP, but then we just gained a huge jump, and we're almost halfway now.
I
At least
am
I am.
actually almost there. Because again, I have actually right now I inexplicably have a 60% XP bonus. It jumped by 15% for some reason.
I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and check out the battle frame station just to show off.
I will go ahead and join you for viewers on my side.
So yeah, this is the system here. She can go ahead and shut up. I'm tired of listening to her. This is a system for changing stuff out. Like, I have the assault here that's level 7. I have the engineer level 6. I have the recon level 5. The recon, though, I was really bored with because the weapon that you have for this is a machine gun. And this is it not kicking.
The only thing that the recon really has going for it is that it's faster and it has the longest flight time. Sorry, bit my tongue a little bit.
Other than that, its abilities is basically go invisible and throw a grenade that it deals cold damage.
The biotech, he's got he's the healer of the mechs, and then there's the assault, which is
The assault does mostly like mobility and has a lot of explosive stuff. They have a plasma cannon.
And then there's the Dreadnought, who has the most armor, is the slowest, has the most health, and is the most useless of them. Oh my god. And if you're wondering why mine is at level 16, it's because it was the last thing that I was logged in on during the beta a year ago. And they decided, oh, well, we'll just, as compensation, we'll level up his Dreadnought and his Recon a little bit, because his Recon had some stuff on it. Even though I was mostly using the Engineer at the end, because the last ones I had logged in as were the Recon and then later the Dreadnought, they just sort of spilled everything onto those.
Yeah.
So now I have a level 16 Dreadnought and not a lot of anything else.
So one thing that you may be noticing that I'm kind of looking out at is this giant wall out here. This big cloud. I believe that is another example of level locking, that you have to be so high level in order to get into that area.
Actually, from where we're looking up directly north of us, that is the edge of the world.
That's the edge of the world?
That's the edge of the world. Oh, lobsters.
Okay. So I'm incorrect then. Because I remember hearing that was supposed to be like areas that you were supposed to be able to unlock.
I'm not entirely certain on how the new thing is. I'm in the Warframe garage right now showing that off. Basically how you re-equip your guy. I've got a really shitty couple of extra things here.
Oh yeah,
so.
Equipping, say you get a new item. In normal MMOs, if you get a new item or a new ability thing, like I have I have 8 of these same heavy turret things. I have 8 of them. But if you get a new thing, you can't change it out in the middle of combat. You have to come back here to change out your equipment. So if you find a new gun, it's like, hey, I found a new grenade launcher. I really want to use that. You have to come back here and you have to do it here. There is no way to do it in here. It will not let me change anything out.
And that is a leftover of the old system, where, okay, I'm trying to formulate everything correctly here. Basically what it means is you used to level up your battle frame by going to the garage and basically fine-tuning it. You were tuning your machine when you leveled up, and you were using resources and experience to do it.
Now you
So,
just get XP and you level up.
yes, now you just get XP and you're more powerful.
Yeah,
And I
you
don't
just
like it.
are.
My frame rate's starting to tank a little bit, so should we
Okay.
do something else here, or are we basically...
Well, we've talked about the gameplay, the gunplay, the questing. What else is there to talk about? We also
Well,
talked about
there are storyline missions that involve instanced areas,
but you have to
which,
be a certain level in order to unlock those.
yeah, that you do.
It forced me to get to level 5 before I could do one of those missions, and then the next one I have to be. I need 4 more levels in order to do mission 2. This game is level locked like crazy. You have to grind, you have to gain levels, you have to do odd jobs, and then you are allowed the permission to enjoy a mildly interesting instance that is short but challenging, whereas the rest of the game is pretty much just anything but.
Yeah, that basically sums it up. Now, I have some vending machine tokens, and I have not tried the vending machine out yet, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Let's see here. I have 10, I guess.
Where are you?
I'm up by the job board.
Oh.
So I'm gonna insert a token. And I got Crystite and an energy pack. Oh, yay. The energy packs are worthless, by the way. Because you regain jetpack energy so fast, doesn't matter. I got a one-use glider pad out of this.
I got an ammo pack and a crystite pack.
I got a
Crystite, sonic detonator,
sonic detonators,
concussion grenade, one-use glider pad. So this is an interesting way of being able to get.
I just got a one-use motorcycle.
Well, that would be nice. I mean, oh, that's one other thing I can talk about: the crafting system. The thing that kind of made me freaking break. You have to get resources, which I already discussed why I don't like resource collection. The actual mechanic of using the thumper is interesting, but because it's the only way to actually get resources.
Now, that's not entirely true, but we'll talk about that in a moment.
But in order to do crafting, you have to come to one of these printing presses. You have to unlock the second bench, and then you basically have research. You have refining, which is what you do with resources. You get raw stuff, and then you're able to refine it down. And it doesn't take too long for some stuff. Some stuff can take like 20 minutes. So you can research new weapons, new abilities, battle frame stuff, and then just general knowledge stuff, which is going to be like stim packs and thumpers.
Yeah,
and then
you go to research how to do something, and then it sort of webs out from there. This is different from how I used to play it. I did not have the courage to check my crafting station after the release patch because I couldn't bring myself to do it because I had researched a whole bunch. And actually, it looks like most of it is here still. Consumables. Actually, no, check that because I had a bunch of weapons that I could craft that I can't anymore.
But in order to do much of anything, you need materials, but you also need research points, which are up here at the top right. And that is gained by building stuff or getting more by salvaging out stuff that you collect.
How many research points do you have?
I have 1,800.
Okay, I have decidedly more than that. I have 103,000.
That is a lot more.
That's probably, again, one of those, oh, we know that you did some research before, but that's not what happened with our update, so we're going to give you something that is not commensurate to that. Boy.
So the crafting, I don't like it because this is it. This is the screen here. I mean, you literally just start crafting something and then you can just walk away and then come back later. Which,
And there is one bright side to that. It also does it while you're offline. You don't have to be online for it.
yeah, but it also just kind of makes it just monotonous and boring. Like, it's just do it and then just leave and then go do something else. Normally, like in other MMOs, I would normally get a bunch of stuff to just start crafting and then just craft. This is just kind of like, while you're back at the checkpoint or town, getting your next job to do questing, throw something into craft and then go back and do something else. It's just, it just becomes something more tedious and more of a list of a task that you have to compile in order to do stuff, and it's just not fun. And that's what I can say about this game entirely. It's not fun.
Yeah, it's really not.
I mean, I played for 6 hours. I played for 4 hours before, and I played for about 2 hours earlier today with Jeff here, and it was not fun. It was boring. And it's like, well, we can't really do too much for exploring. We can do a little bit, but we get like another area, and then it's like, okay, level up again. And then go level up, and you have to do jobs, and there's only like 12, and you're going to have to repeat the same ones over and over again. And it just cycles through these jobs. It just gives you a list of 4, and once you complete them, then it's just going to be like, oh, well, you did it, so do it again, and again, and again, and again. So we're getting close up to the end of the time limit here, so I think we talked about everything.
Just about, yeah. The one last thing I want to talk about is there are random things that happen in the world. There don't seem to be any right now. There is an Ares mission, but it's in like a level 16 area, so there's nothing we can do about it. There's another one in like a shadowed area.
There's a bunch in all the shadow areas, but it's like, well, we can't do those until we get up to like level 15. Oh, there's a new one that just popped up, a Crash Thumper.
Yeah, we could go do that real quick.
We can check it out. I'm gonna run over there. But yeah, there's random things that pop up, but they don't come up nearly as often enough, and they're just kind of whatever. This Crash Thumper, they're all the same, and it's all basically just go get 5 parts and turn it in. So I personally am of the mind of I would rather play Guild Wars 2. I would rather play Warframe. I would rather play not Battlefield. No one would rather play that Battlefield. I'd rather play PlanetSide 2. I'd rather play Tribes, because they all do what
this is trying to do.
What this is trying to do, just better.
They're very, what do I want to say here? This game does a lot of things very competently, but it doesn't excel at any of them.
No. I mean, this game is pretty much WoW and Borderlands, but the combat is reminiscent of Tribes, but I would rather play Tribes. A lot of the stuff going on in the world is a lot like Guild Wars 2. Like, there's random events that come up and every so often, but I'd rather play Guild Wars 2 because it does it so much better. And like, if I wanted to deal with like an actual system for the invasions and everything like that, it's like I'd rather play PlanetSide 2. I'd rather play Warframe because that's just an all-around more competent game versus what this is.
I'd rather just play Warframe in general.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how I do.
And so, yeah, then we did that, and then we get a little bit of Christite and a little bit of junk salvage. And that's about it, and that was it.
Now, let me weave for you a little tale about the open beta, and I might be romanticizing a little bit just because it's, like, interwoven in my mind, but when I started that game, the first thing it did is it ran you through some basic mechanics tutorials. Oh, hey, here we go. Finally, a random thing. Looks like some mercenaries have spawned to do some evil. Some bad mercenaries. There's good mercenaries and bad mercenaries. We're the good mercenaries.
Yeah, but we'll clean this up real quick.
Yeah, they're already gone. No, wait, there's a guy who's trying to run away. Get back here. Punch. Yeah. All right. So, one of the first things they have you do is they have you go up to the Sin uplink, and that like opens up the map for you, which is really cool. You know, you're like, hey, I just accomplished something in the world. That's awesome. And now there's some like dogs that are attacking. I don't know, but then you realize. Then they say there's one of these in each town, and you open up the map, and there's one of them scattered throughout the world. And you go out and you do those, and you come across some random things that are popping up all the time around the map. There's always somebody thumping. There's always crash LGVs, the bikes. There's always something happening. And I made my own adventure. I only ever did one of the actual quests of the game, not the random stuff, because the Radiant quest system let me make my own adventure. Not like the Skyrim Radiant stuff, because that only ever happened like once or twice, and then they were done. This always comes up. It's always pretty much the same thing, but nothing is ever as exciting when you're fighting to like keep a bunch of flying lobsters off of a downed bicycle, when all of a sudden a chosen invasion happens, and their forces are moving up on the town that you're nearby, and you just happen to be in their path, and when you are holding it off, other people sweep by, they notice it, this huge fight breaks out, and then once that finishes, as you're heading back into town to resupply, a giant evil tornado of death appears, and you have to deal with that situation. I had a magical adventure of wonderment, and it has been stolen from me.
Yeah, I can say, having never played in the beta and having only played it in the full release, I have never encountered anything that he said. I've seen the Chosen Invasions. You literally get like 2-3 drop pods, and it takes about 5 minutes to clean up, and then it's done. Some people will use the thumper in spots, and you'll have enemies there, and it's another 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and it's done. And like right now, there's just there's another just crashed LGV, but there's just not much going on, and it's just boring. It's just now all you do is you do quests to get experience if you want to level up. If you want to get resources and craft, then you have to do that. So everything is split up into 2 different forms and functions.
Hit you with my bike.
You kind of went past me, but that's fine. But yeah, everything seems to be split up into 2 different forms of the game of how to play it. Either you do quests and you gain experience to level up, or you take the time to do resource and crafting stuff. You can't do both at the same time, which is, to me, a huge detriment when I can play most other MMOs, and I can do my own adventure, and I can play how I want to play, and I can, like, hey, look, there's an ore thing there. I'm going to go mine it, and then I'm going to go do this quest over here, and then I'm going to go kill this guy over here, and I'm going to jump up on top of this mountain and have fun. None of that is really here. At least
for this,
what I've seen.
I found a cave, and there are monsters in it, presumably, and I'm going to have an adventure. Or not, because there are no monsters in here.
Yeah, there is no adventure.
Wait, there's rumble. Or was that just frame loss? Nope, that was frame loss. Okay.
There is a little bit to explore in this big world, but like, there's this cave that I found. I found on top of one mountain. I found a tent. And it's like, okay, that's all like nifty and interesting, but like, there's nothing to do, and it's just quests. Do the same quest, help somebody's find their kid, that's a full-grown adult. Help find a husband, help find a wife, and it's just like, it is so boring. But I think we've gone on long enough. I think it's about,
I know I've been playing long enough.
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely done. I've
come across some
turn
mercenaries
around
that I'm gonna kill before I log off, but like, I'm desperately trying to have fun and have an adventure, and it's just...
It's not here. It's not here. You just do the monotonous things that people don't want to do in MMOs. At least that I don't want to do. I think the only person that could really get a whole lot of enjoyment out of this is going to be people that really enjoyed WoW and want something a little bit different. But you know, the problem with that is that those people that do want something a little bit different from WoW but still really love WoW, they'll leave it for like a month or two and then go back to WoW. Just because WoW is just kind of the most grounded and biggest foundation for a lot of this base of player.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why I would still recommend that the game be played, because it's competently designed. It works because it is a formula that has worked time and time again. And I won't recommend the game to people who want something new, because it is a formula that has been played out time and time again. It is safe, and it is the exact opposite of the mission statement that was given by Red 5 back in the day when they announced this game.
So, final thoughts here as we've come up to the 35-minute mark now, I believe.
Holy shit, yeah, let's be done with this.
Yeah. So, your final thoughts is that you would recommend it, but like,
you will like this game, and you will play it for a while, and you will think, hey, this is pretty neat. But then you're going to stop, and you're going to not log in for a while, you're going to forget about it, you're going to run out of space on your computer, you're going to exit out of it, you're going to uninstall it, you're never really going to think about it again. Until a few years later when you hear that report that, oh, hey, Firefall is closing down. Oh, hey, I remember that game, it was pretty okay. So, yeah, my final thoughts on this game are, this is a good game that used to be a great game, and it makes me sad as a person that this happened the way it did. Now, you can read up on all the stuff that happened to Red 5 in the intervening years, but it's a bit of a clusterfuck.
Okay. My final thoughts is I'm definitely somebody that I'm always looking forward to new things, as you know. And I cannot recommend this really to much of anybody because, like I said, you're gonna play it, even if you are like a huge fan of this, or you are a huge like fan of WoW or the traditional MMOs. You're probably gonna play this, like I said, for a month, and then you're never gonna play it again. And it's so uninspired. It is so boring. It is so safe that nothing about it I really find to be redeemable. Did you just kill yourself?
Yes. With a thumper.
Can I do that too? Because I kind of want to.
Yeah, you totally can.
I kind of want to because...
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. You just gotta call down the thumper, and it gives you this caution area, and then you just stand there, and you do that. Where are you at? Oh, you're up by there?
I'm right where you died at, so...
Take me with you!
Okay. I think this is where we're going to end ourselves at. Oh, it's not letting me do it in the area.
Oh, it's because there's a thumper too close. Fuck it, let's go over here.
But my opinion is definitely going to be, it's not really worth your time. And it's still not letting me do it. Oh, it's
really?
Because yours is up still, I think.
Oh, lame. Let me go get rid of it.
But yeah, I don't think this is really going to be worth anybody's time, really. And it's not fun. It's boring. It's tedious. It's hit numlock, walk out to someplace, and then, go make a sandwich and then come back after that.
Alright, there we go.
Okay.
I think you can put yours down now.
Yeah, I can. So let's go ahead and say bye-bye, and then we will kill ourselves. So, you first.
Well, Internet, thank you for watching. I know I enjoy it. I've been Beltheria, and the things I do for love. I love you guys, but this is not going to be it.
And I'm Ghostnos, and I as well love making videos and checking out games like this and stuff like that. But this game, this is, well, let's just.
And I would do anything for love, but I won't play this.
Oh my God, yes.